Hi, this is Susan Colby. I'm the Director of Faculty Development and Professor in College of Education, and I want to welcome you to Agile Teaching Academy Spring 2021. So you're probably wondering, well, what do we mean by Agile teaching? And really it's quite simple. Agile teaching is adaptable and flexible teaching that will meet the needs of you and your course for your students and can be adapted to various teaching delivery formats. There is actually an opening video on what is Agile teaching, and we'll get to that in Module 1. But that's what we'll be working on this semester together, rethinking our courses so they're more adaptable and flexible to meet student needs in a variety of delivery formats. You probably have already seen this or understand that there's online delivery with asynchronous or synchronous, hybrid delivery that we could be rotating student groups in and out of the classroom, and we're still in COVID conditions, so that one might be what you're using this semester. Simultaneous broadcast, which can be very challenging, where you have half of your students in face-to-face environment and half off online, and then high flex, which is totally creating pathways for students to choose how they meet their course objectives. Those are all the course delivery options that we might be looking at in this course together. Just so you can think about it and to get started, we're going to obviously be starting with our priorities, and that would be our goals for ourselves as instructors and our goals for our students that are taking a specific course. And one way we have help you benchmark that is, what do you want your students to be able to say to you if you ran into them in a grocery store in 20 years that was so wonderful about your course? Or what was the high impact? What did they learn from you? So that's where we're starting with some big ideas about what this course could be. This is the way we get started, and we'll be using what we call the backwards design approach, where we do think about the desired results, and then we think about what's the acceptable evidence or the assessments that will help students show evidence of meeting our student learning outcomes or our desired results. And then last, we think about what are the learning experiences? What do students need to be engaged in so they can be successful on these assessments and again show that they've met the learning outcomes? That's an aligned course. In terms of Agile, we are hoping that in this course you'll become much more agile so that you can face whatever circumstances come up in the future. That you'll complete the 4 modules, and I'll show you a little bit about what those look like, and will participate in learning teams where you'll get feedback and give feedback to one another, and that you'll complete an Agile strategies chart so that you can start rethinking some of your course design to be more flexible and adaptable. This is the basic course alignment in a backwards design model where we start with the goals and objectives, we move to thinking about our assessments, and then we go into our instructional strategies. This is what is going to be the foundation for our Agile Teaching Academy course. So again, what are your goals and objectives? How will you know students have met those goals and objectives? What instructional strategies will help ensure that they are successful? And then along the way, how can you build community in this course, especially in an asynchronous or online course? This becomes more challenging. So those are the kinds of things we'll be thinking about as we go through these 4 modules. So during this whole entire course, you'll be completing your thoughts in small ways and large ways in this Agile Teaching Strategies chart. You'll notice it's divided in 4 different sections. You'll be completing them over the course of these 4 modules. We'll get more into that in just a minute. And you'll also be participating in learning team discussions at the close of each of those modules. And I'll walk you through the course in just a minute. In the end, hopefully after 4 different modules, you'll have some information like this in your Agile teaching chart, which would be what's really valuable to me in this particular area, such as instructional strategies. How might I adapt my instruction and my instructional strategies to meet various student needs in a variety of learning modalities? And then what are the tools that I am going to need to be able to use to be flexible and adaptable? We do on our opening page have a variety of online and hybrid course books that you might be interested in. And what I'm going to do now is take you into the course, so please hang on. This is what the Agile course looks like, so let's just talk through it for just a minute. You'll notice that we have an opening. You can see that we have an announcement section, and you'll be hearing from the facilitators. We also have a virtual coffee shop where you can ask questions. In the welcome module, we say start here. You're already obviously in there to have access to this video. We are asking that you do an introductory Flipgrid. We think that that's going to be very helpful for you to know each other, especially when you get into learning teams. The next section is just resources to navigate the course. You'll see that we have the Agile Teachings chart, which you're going to want to download and put your name on, and an example. I want to caution you that the example looks very comprehensive because when I created the example, I covered all the modalities: flex, face-to-face, asynchronous, etc. You will only have to add ideas that are related to the modalities or the delivery options that you'll be teaching in. These 3 ebooks are free to you, and they can be very helpful resources. And after that, you're going to hit Module 1. So all the modules are based on the same predictable format. And you'll learn more about course structure in Module 2. But just a little bit about what that format looks like. Every week, you'll be involved in 3 separate different activities. First, Monday and Tuesday, you'll prepare. You'll look at a variety of resources and try to chart your own learning and think about what's valuable for you. On Wednesday of every week, you'll post. You'll basically add a post to either Flipgrid or to a discussion forum, talking about what are the highlights that you would like folks to concentrate on so they can give you targeted feedback that'll be helpful for you. And then the last is you'll go back in and you will provide feedback to one another about the focused post. So hopefully you'll get a lot of good information from your partners in this course. So let me go ahead and move that out, and we'll go back to our course. So once again, that's our predictable course schedule. That's right here. So you'll be starting with Module 1 Monday, and there's our goals. Here's some ideas on how to prepare and the resources. You'll see that there's an Agile book. What is Agile Teaching Academy? Books can be a very helpful type of resource. You will navigate them over here on the side. You can go into the different topics that make sense for you. You'll see Lindsay Masland has created a video on what is Agile teaching. So that's how you navigate some of those books that we have for each of the modules. By Wednesday of each week, after you've looked at some resources and thought about your own teaching and started to craft some language in the Agile teaching chart, you'll post again on either Flipgrid or the discussion forum. That information is going to be right there. And then the last part of the week, Thursday and Friday of each of the modules, you'll provide feedback to one another and give suggestions. We've had some really robust conversation about how when folks help each other with different design features in their course. So there'll be a lot of information about that. Module 2 is building an organized, aligned course. Same course, predictable structure. Module 3 is creating an aligned assessment plan. And Module 4 will then be instructional strategies for student engagement. So we have a lot of different things there. At the end of our As You Learn site, we have some technology tools for you and just some university resources. So that's how the Agile teaching site looks that you can engage with. Just really quickly, we've tried to keep this very simple yet very intentional, again, according to Backwards Design. You're going to find a lot of different types of resources that you can use in any given area, but just so you know, the CAE website has a course organization teaching guide that can help you get started in the first module with some really good information about whether or not you want to use a camera and some of the decisions you'll make as you go through. And there's also some videos that you're going to find on our CAE website. All of these are linked in, so you'll have information about how to find these later on. We also have a teaching guide called Assessment of Student Learning. This is a great place for that third module, which is aligned assessments. We also have some more places for you to find different types of assessments, whether it's exams, learning outcomes, etc. And then we'll have instructional strategies, another teaching guide. So we have all of these options available to you. So we hope that we've provided with a lot of different types of organization and helpful resources that you can use as you go through Agile Teaching Academy. So that is how we're going to get started with Agile Teaching Academy, and we thank you for your time and wish you best of luck.